Hey out there, YouTube land. Welcome to this live presentation. This is part 2 of how to set up your vertical live stream for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and any other kind of type stream that you want to do vertical streaming from your desktop, right? Now, we are currently using OBS, and I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the screen share. There you go. You should see my handsome face up here in the right-hand corner. I am going to take that away. Okay, so what we're looking at here, if you will take a look, right on the right-hand side of the screen, now we have this vertical dock, right? Oh no, what'd I do with it? Pulled it down. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. I'm going to have to go make it a different size now. See, it's real easy to do that kind of thing. The ability to work on our vertical scene. And as you see, it has built a vertical system over here. You've got your vertical scenes, you've got your all the different elements that you want in your scene and your transitions. Now, I don't need the transition on. I'm just going to take that off because we don't need it. I'm going to shrink some of this stuff down. I'm going to try to see what else. You know what? We don't need this scene transition here either. Matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? Let's stick it inside of another one. Can I get rid of that? I think I can. Go delete. Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, that's okay. That's okay. And I've got a bit of a lag. I can feel that in this computer. Now, this is the older laptop that I'm working on right now. Just trying to get stuff installed on this one because I really needed to get things installed on this one. You know what? We're going to do a vertical layout on that to take up a little bit less space and shrink this down a bit more now that we're on a vertical view, right? That's what we want to do. Get that shrunk down. There's no sense in looking at all of that. We don't have to. Okay, so we've got our vertical scene. Now let's build our vertical scene out, okay? Let's do that. I am going to pop up the camera back on and drag you. I'm going to drag you right over here. So now you'll be able to see this old mug right here in the camera while we're working. Right front and center, just like so. So you guys are live watching this with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to our vertical scene. And it is time to add elements to our scene. This particular scene, I'd like to be our chatting scene, so I'm going to rename it. We're going to go to rename, and I'm just going to call it chat. Let's see. Chatting. And it won't let us name the same thing as we had another scene. So I'm going to call it chatting. I'm just going to call it chat. That's it. Because it won't let us name it chatting because we have one over there. Okay, so this is now called chat. Well, I say that, and it hasn't changed it yet. But it should very soon. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so now what we're going to do in this scene is we're going to add some elements. And the elements I'd like to add is a video capture device. We're going to go with our camera 1. And you see this puts us in vertical display over here on the right-hand side. Now we're going to take and move that around a little bit. I'm actually going to drag this and make it a full screen image. Because if I'm just chatting with you, then, you know, this is what we got here. Yeah. And that puts it front and center. Actually, you know what? I really want to move that up. And maybe I should just make this bigger. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it's going to be if we're just chatting. That's what we've got to deal with. Now, why don't we go ahead and build out a watching scene as well so that you can, it'll be like a split screen. So we're going to add a vertical scene and we're going to call it watching or watch. We'll just call it watch. Where'd it go? Watch. Okay, now in watch, there's nothing. So what we're going to need to do is add the camera, right? Let's do that. Let's add a camera. Oh no, where did it go? Where did everything go? Okay, give me just a moment, guys. I think we're still streaming. I'm not real sure. I think it says we are. We should still be live. All right, there we are. We click the plus button, and I've got all kind of things going on. I'm not sure exactly why it's going on at the moment. Give me just a moment with that. We'll get to it. So I'm trying to add, there we go. Now we can add the video capture device. And that's going to be camera 1. Great. We've got camera 1. I'm going to scoot it over to where I'm kind of centered in it here momentarily. And I apologize for the lag. I know that this is one of our older laptops. That's one of the reasons that I'm just now installing this, because I didn't have it on here earlier, and I did have other things earlier. Okay, so we're going to also add a display capture. So the display capture we are going to add will be display capture 2, because this is from our second monitor. Yeah, our second monitor. We'll move it down. Just a moment. It takes a second. Like I say, I've got a lag on here. You guys just bear with me. Deal with it. That's all we can do. It's all we can do. Drag it down. Do its thing. Come on now. Get to thinking. I don't know if any of you guys deal with this kind of stuff, but it's part of the headaches of doing it to it. Multiple monitors, multiple screens, multiple softwares running at the same time, cameras running at the same time. Let me get one of those going, please. Man. Okay. Give me just a moment, guys. We've got this old computer thinking over here. That's just all it can do at one time is think. You got to let it think. Matter of fact, if I could switch back over to the chat view, I would. But I've just got a circle and little circle going on. So that's what we're having to watch. That's what we're having to do. I'm not sure that if you're seeing that or if it's streaming slowly or breaking or cutting or what it might be doing, but I know that's what it's doing on my screen. So we are going to take this down. Well, let's see. Well, that's me. Okay. Well, let's take that back up. Yeah. Okay, now we can put me back up here. We're going to come back to this split screen. We're going to shrink it down. And I like to, if I'm going to be sharing this whole screen, let's see, that I'm going to shrink it down to where you can see the whole screen on the vertical. Now, if I'm doing that, and I do have to kind of get in there to see it, guys. That's just the way it is. I'm going to shift this down and make our video a little larger. Okay. So now you can actually watch the screen share with me. And I'm also going to hold Alt to, there we go, kind of cut that just a little bit so that it's not all out and about. And this one too. There you go. Yeah, that makes it a lot nicer for us, I think. Yeah, a lot nicer. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stretch it just a fuzz. No. Let me see if I can escape on that. Oh, you can't, but it stays that way. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So you guys can actually see that, right? And let's switch back over to our main camera. So right now you're looking at me and I'm just chatting with you. I'm going to go back to the screen share to show you just a moment that here on chatting is here on the scenes, right? If I go over to my vertical scenes and go to chat, I'm going to right click and go to linked scenes and I'm going to link it to chatting. There you go. So now it's actually linked. Every time we switch back and forth, right, it'll be together on this chatting scene. Now on this one, I'm going to right click and I'm going to put watch on your linked scenes. Now that's connected with watch. So anytime I switch back and forth on the one, it will also switch on the vertical. Yay! Okay, so let's make a screen share. Let's make a screen share scene as well. And we're going to do it on the watch tab so that you can see it. As a matter of fact, we're going to take just a moment because I'm enjoying myself at the moment, getting things set up. I'm going to see about that live chat, how it's working. That's something that we've had some issues with it actually connecting. I'm not sure why, but we have had issues with that. It's all part of it. I should be screen sharing with you right now. There you go. You guys could just watch with me. I'll move this down. This be the processor on this particular computer. The idea is that we get everything installed and running for you guys. Stream is set up here. Okay, we get off of that. My vertical stream set up. We've got our watch tab and our chat tab. What other scenes should we have? Now we actually do need a be right back, right? So let's set that up in a be right back. Be right back. And you guys see how slow it is in processor speed just by the typing on the computer here. Okay, we now have Be Right Back. Now I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to put an image in that for later. Next, we're going to switch over to we're going to add another scene, and this is going to be our screen share. Screencast is what we're going to call it because it won't let us call it screen share. Okay, and this is basically going to be the same as the screen share one we've got over here. So it's going to be, we're going to add an element, and that element is going to be a display capture once it loads up. You just got to wait. Still here. Haven't gone anywhere. Audio's here. You are still live. I'm moving my mouse just so you can see me moving around. But we have to wait on this slow computer. That's just what it is. Now, fortunately, this computer will not be the one that we're streaming from often. Okay, it will just be periodically. And it'll probably be behind the scenes type stuff. So I'm setting it up so that my lovely lady, Denise, can run this in the background and keep us rocking and rolling while I'm doing the main computer on the other end. So this particular one takes a while, and as that wheel's just spinning and spinning and spinning, as you see that it is, we just have to wait. There's nothing to do but wait. It said not responding. Now it's responding. It come off. It come on. The stream says it's still going. We now have the stream cast, so I'm going to hit the plus button to see if anything pops up. What's popping up? It looks like OBS has started and stopped. It's probably killed our stream. I don't even know. I don't see a red dot, but I do see the cameras everywhere. I think it's still thinking, guys. I think that's all there is to it. It's just still thinking. Maybe. Let's try to add an element now. Maybe it's had a moment to think. It is not. Oh, it looks like it depressed. Yay. It should pop up a menu in a moment. Somewhere. There it is. It's coming. And I might have double clicked and fucked it up. It might be my fault. All right. I must have. There it is. It's there. It's with us. Now if I could just get it to go there. We want it to be on a display capture. So let's wait for it to finally catch up to our mouse, and maybe eventually it'll get there if one of my clicks didn't count. Oh, okay. We're on there. I have now clicked display capture. It's going to wonder what display. We want display 2. There we go. Because display capture 2 is our second monitor. And our second monitor is what I want you to watch if we're going to be on a screencast, right? That allows me to do what I need to do on my end. And there's the screen popping up. I've just got to let it fully load so that we can do this, guys. That's all. Just bear with me. That's what it is. You know, I will come back over here and put the old camera back on for you so that you can see that I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still here hanging out with you. Still doing it to it in this screen share. Just trying to let this old computer do its thinking. You know, that's part of it, is letting it think. You know, I'm going to drag this box out a bit so that you can kind of just be there with me a little bit more while we wait. And it looks like we've still got a little thinking to do. It's still thinking. I mean, this mouse doesn't even change. See that? All right, it may have caught up. It has caught up a little. We've got to make this box smaller. I want it to fit inside the vertical box. So that way, if they're watching it, you know, just on their phone, they're actually able to see it in the right dimension, I guess. Yeah. So how many of you guys are learning anything? Say something in the chat. Do it. Do it. Say something, baby. Isn't that right, darling? Isn't that how it's supposed to go? Now I'm just trying to get this in the right spot for you. I mean, if you're going to have to watch it, you might as well watch it in the right spot. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. Good Lord, I forgot how much resources everything takes on this computer. I had really forgotten. Okay, now on this scene, since it's the screencast scene, we may as well, well, no, because our watch scene has both. Yep. Yeah, our watch scene technically has both. So we don't want that on the screencast. That's the idea, is to be able to get off of the screencast. And let me make this a little larger for you. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. I just got to wait for the arrows. There they are. Come on now, make it a little bigger. There you go. Get the side of that window out of there. Uh-huh. And I'm going to hold Alt so I can cut that top of that off. We're going to come on, shrink it down to about right there. Cut up that top border. You definitely don't need that there. Yeah, we don't need that. Don't need that blue border. We don't need this bottom border. All right. I would like to move it kind of center screen. Yeah, about right there. That way we don't have any text that covers it up or anything else. I think that's going to be a pretty good view for everyone on that. Now, if we want to go look at that in a larger view, you can start the camera here. You can record here. You know what? Let's try that. Let's try a recording. Let's do that on this screen while I'm. Let's see. While I'm okay. Recording has begun. I'm going to, well, I say it. I say that. It still says 0. So it doesn't look like it's recording just yet. Now we are recording. I will switch over here to the chat box and say, hello there, camera. I realize there's a lag. It's just part of what there is on this computer, but that's okay. We're working on it. Why don't you just flip over and look at the screen with me here, and we'll see what we're looking at. What are we looking at? And on this screen, we're going to change screens so that you can see that I can change screens while we're doing this. It doesn't cut back to anything. Now, because we're streaming, it's probably going to take a minute to load that screen. So we're going to exit that screen and go strictly to the screencast so that you can watch it load in real time. Oh, yes, we are at the OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, ATEM Vertical 1.4.0 software. If you are logging in now, that's what you're seeing. So let's stop this recording. It's 30 seconds long. We have now stopped the recording, and we're going to let it finish processing. Well, I say we stopped it. Maybe we didn't stop it. Well, it appears we have not stopped it. I really want to stop that record. It should have stopped. It just has not stopped. That's odd. That is odd. Well, we're going to have to work on that. I am going to come back to the chat cam, and I'm going to come to the watching camera on our main stream so that you can see both of what's going on. At the moment, we've got one. Okay, it finally stopped. It must have just been a delay on this end on the camera or on the system doing that. So why don't we watch that together? We're going to watch that video to see exactly what it looked like. Now, I know that it was going to be choppy on this computer. The whole idea was to be able to stream it to you to show you how it actually works. So I'm bringing up my menus now so that I can get that video playing for you. Give me just a moment. Let that load. Go to videos. And this should be it right here. And it should be playing on the screen that we are watching, I believe. So just sit tight and watch, guys. And you'll see it should be playing on both vertical and horizontal when it pops up. I say when it pops up. I don't know when it's popping up. It's true. I have no idea, but I am watching for it. I am waiting for it to stop its thing. Matter of fact, I'm going to shut off some of these other programs that may help to alleviate some of the stress on this computer. Now this video is okay. Here we are. We're going to load it up on this other screen. You guys get to watch it as it comes out. And there again, I excuse the delay in all this. It's what it is on this particular computer. As we get it up going, it'll be a little faster. That's all. As we get it up, it'll be a little faster. I'm still just waiting for it to load. So all we're doing is waiting for this thing to load. And I think there's a little delay on the camera too, probably because of some of the other programs that I'm running. And I'm closing those out now, just kind of cutting down some of the resources that we're using. Uh, we don't need anything extra open at the moment. I don't believe. It looks like that file's not working for us properly. Is what it looks like. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm not sure at all what happened with that. Tell you what I'm going to do is close that out. We'll go back to look at it. It may not have been finished processing at the time. Let's go back to it and find out. And it still may not be, but let's look at it. Let's try it, right? Okay, it does look like it's finished processing now. That may have been the issue the whole time. It just wasn't finished processing. Give me a moment. We're getting there. All right, here you are, folks. It's coming up on screen. I'll go ahead and maximize that so you can see the whole thing as it pops up. And as you can see, this is stacked on our vertical screen as well. Well, let's watch this video and see how it actually turned out. It may just take a while to load. That may be the ticket. This processor's working with this, which means that once this is done and loaded, you guys see that it does work. We will be switching back to the other computer for streaming, so that you can see how it's supposed to work in real time. We'll use this one more for recording, logging in, and doing those kind of things. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort on the brain. Now I'm hoping it's going to pop up. It may not even work. I mean, it should work. I mean, as you see the scenes work, you do see that. Here it comes. Yay. I'll mute my microphone while the video plays. Just bear with us. I guess once the video plays. Till then, I'll just keep talking to you. May take a while. We could go to the screen share. Boom. Both sides. How do you like that? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Watching. I guess I need a screencast. I need a screencast on this scene as well. But I can only do one thing at a time. I'm not going to try to work all that at once, adding scenes while we're trying to watch this video that's still trying to load up. But obviously it is still trying to load up. It's just taking its time doing it. CPU says it's running at 46% right now. We have 19.6% dropped frames. And it's super low on connectivity and everything else. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. I don't know how. I need to learn that. I need to find out what's going on with this video. It's still not doing its job. We're going to open. Recording has begun. I'm going to, now it starts. Well, I say it. Now it starts. It was late, guys. It was just a little delayed. That's okay. We're going to open it back up, see if we can't get it going again. You know, sometimes when you open something up, close it back down, do it again, it'll open again, and it'll work again. Just part of the process. Yeah, well, it's still, I mean, that's, it was probably choppy and breaking down and everything else, too. If it does that to me this time, I'm getting the hell off of here. Got to shut down some processes or something. Something. All right. Well, we're back at the loading again. We'll see how long it's going to take this time. Maybe it'll be a little faster than it was a while ago. You never know. Those of you that are out there watching, I sure appreciate it. And here we are just trying to test this old recording out, really. And we know that it works. What I should be doing is taking you over to YouTube and showing you how to put in a stream key. However, that'll be on the next part because this one here is just, it ain't right, man. It ain't right. Okay. Hey, if you guys are out there, let's see if it loads up this time, y'all. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try. I mean, it's giving it its best. It's giving us its all. It's trying. It's the little engine that could. We waited last time. We shut it down and it started talking to us. Was it because we shut it down? Probably so. Probably so. Recording has begun. I'm going to. Well, I say it. I say that. It still says 0. So it doesn't look like it's recording just yet. Now we are recording. I will switch over here to the chat box and say, hello there, camera. I realize there's a lag. It's just part of what there is on this computer, but that's okay. We're working on it. Why don't you just flip over and look at the screen with me here, and we'll see what we're looking at. What are we looking at? And on this screen, we're going to change screens so that you can see that I can change screens while we're doing this. Doesn't cut back to anything. Now, because we're streaming, it's probably going to take a minute to load that screen. So we're going to exit that screen and go strictly to the screencast so that you can watch it load in real time. Oh, yes, we are at the OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, ATOM Vertical 1.4.0 software. If you are logging in now, that's what you're seeing. So let's stop this recording. Hey, we're coming back. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm not sure if the microphone is picking that up or not. We're still in a state of flux around here. However, the video has now actually loaded. So it took us all of this time to actually get it loaded, but it did finally load. So if you're watching this now, I think our OBS is resetting. I do see my microphone settings reset, and our video has surfaced. So let's push play. Let's watch this one more time and see if the audio comes through. What are we looking at? And on this screen, we're going to change screens so that you can see that I can change screens while recording has begun. I'm going to, well, I say that, it still says 0. So it doesn't look like it's recording just yet. Now we are recording. I will switch over here to the chat box and say, hello there, camera. I realize there's a lag. It's just part of what there is on this computer, but that's okay. We're working on it. Why don't you just flip over and look at the screen with me here, and we'll see what we're looking at. What are we looking at? And on this screen, we're going to change screens so that you can see that I can change screens while we're doing this. It doesn't cut back to anything. Now, because we're streaming, it's probably going to take a minute to load that screen. So we're going to exit that screen and go strictly to the screencast so that you can watch it load in real time. Oh, yes, we are at the OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, ATEM Vertical 1.4 that did not work software. If you are logging in now, and I'm not sure exactly why. So let's stop this recording. I think I do know why, actually. Hey, I got it. I figured it out. Now, I know you guys don't know what it is, but I had the computer muted. Let's try this again. Recording has begun. I'm going to, well, I say it. So it doesn't look like it's recording just yet. Now we are recording. I will switch over here to the chat box and say, hello there, camera. I realize there's a lag. It's just part of what there is on this computer, but that's okay. We're working on it. Why don't you